Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Ignacio Santana, and if you don't know me, now you know me. For those who are well established in, this channel's lore, you notice that there's quite a bit of inconsistency here. Like for example, I got this new apartment right here. I got a whole new backdrop. You see, this isn't going to be the primary setup. This webcam sucks. I still got my baby. My baby camera is the most beautiful thing in the entire world. It helps me out, and everyone knows that cinematography is best in this channel. Right now, I had an idea, and I figured, you know what? I should capitalize on this. And to be honest, that idea is I just kind of want to yap. You see, I'm currently getting a degree in Yappening, the study of yapping. Communications, and to be honest, I love it, and I kind of want to practice some of that shit here. I want to kind of discuss what I've been feeling, why content creation is hard. I want to talk about the fact I've been doing them Zenicinos. I want to talk about how I went on this weird philosophy journey, and now I kind of realize that shit shouldn't get in your head. And also, I want to talk about boxing and how that's going in my relationship with it, because, my last video, like 6 months ago, I discussed my relationship with boxing, and ever since then, it's been kind of a weird up and down journey that I'm still dealing with. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about, in a sense, because I think it's important. For one, it's good for my mental health. Two, it's fulfilling a creative void. And three, I feel like I do got a voice a little bit, and I kind of just want to share that with y'all. And I think y'all deserve it. First on the list, I want to talk about these goddamn Zenicinos right here. These things have been kind of popping off on the web, and I get it. You see, as somebody who was a vapor for quite a bit of time, I started smoking cigarettes at 14. Vaping, I realized, gave me kind of bad lung problems for a while, and as somebody who started boxing because they wanted to better their fitness and overall health, I figured, Zins may not be the best thing, but I can't quit nicotine. Quitting nicotine is very hard. I've done it like 4 times. I know how difficult the process is. So I was like, maybe there's just a different option. And my brothers at the time recommended like these nicotine pouches, and I was like, I'm gonna try it. At first, I started with the brand called Juice Head, and they were really good. They had good flavors, but fuck, they were strong. They were really strong pouches. I couldn't believe it. Like, in terms of flavor, oh my god. But they were good nonetheless. And then I switched over to these Zins, and they've been beautiful, Zins have been fantastic. On a long, hard day at the job, all you want to do is grab a cold beer, pop a Zenicino in your lip, and lay down on the couch. That's what I call the American dream right there. But overall, I like these, and I know that there's a lot of people hating on them, specifically Congress, the old bitches. I figured that, I don't think anything's gonna happen with Zins. I don't think anything's gonna happen with these nicotine pouches, because they got nicotine gum and shit. So it's like, these offer an alternative. I feel like they won't go anywhere, but like I said, I'm just yapping. Secondly, I wanted to talk about was my little experience with philosophy. And I think if you go on the webs, particularly like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, philosophy amongst our generation, Gen Z, have been trying to be more insightful in the way that we carry out in the world. What is our paths? What is our missions and guidances in this place that we call Earth, our home? We are the world. From what I noticed, a lot of it has fallen to nihilism and doomerism. It's pretty sad. I was trying to go on many things, and to be honest, I fell in love with 2 concepts. I fell in love with absurdism and stoicism, and both have their pros and both have their cons. I honestly don't fuck with stoicism anymore. I figured that there are traits of stoicism that are beneficial to you, on how to carry on through the daily struggles of life. But to be honest, with me, absurdism kind of fits everything in an existentialist aspect, and also how we could understand Earth and understand that there is no general pattern of anything, just like how the universe in itself was created. And that kind of fills a little bit of that void for me, and it's what's allowed me to kind of keep on going on, specifically in bettering my mental health, in bettering my education, in bettering my career and my job and my athletics, and overall fitness and health. It allows me to retain control because, as Albert Camus said, we Sisyphus or some shit. So that's basically it. You know, another thing I mentioned was fighting. You know, I've been a big fan of combat sports my entire life. I love boxing. I love UFC, MMA. You know, I grew up with it. You know, I kind of roughed houses in my youth, but, you know, I never really took combat sports seriously. You know, my brother was a wrestler, and he kind of taught me a little bit of stuff in terms of wrestling. My dad did karate for a bit, so I learned a little bit about karate. But it wasn't until I turned 21 in which I was like, you know what, I want to do something. So at first I started Krav Maga. And let me tell you something about Krav Maga. That stuff is semi-bullshit, you know, it's good for the overall general public to develop a sense of, you know, a safety, that they're willing to defend themselves. But a lot of these shops are kind of like a lot of these martial arts studios are kind of like, it's like the McDonald's of combat. It's so ridiculous. And I kind of noticed that when one of my gyms tried taking some money from me, and I was like, nope, I'm going to do something else. I want to bring back that actually at this gym that I was at that kind of screwed me over, they offered these kickboxing sparring classes, and I was doing really good, you know, I was kind of whooping some ass in there. One of the instructors there kind of pulled me to the side and was like, hey man, you got some good head movement and some good hands. You a boxer? And I was like, no, and that's what kind of led me to join the little boxing journey a little bit, and that has been great. As you watched in the previous video, I've already had that fight. I lost. I gained so many experience, lost a shit ton of weight, and also, I didn't tell y'all, but I did have a second fight, and that was, something, because in my second fight I worked really hard for that one, and I was gonna make a whole documentary on it, and it was gonna be something good. I was gonna call it like Redemption or some shit, and I ended up getting knocked out in the first round, and it was really heartbreaking, and it, you know, really affected my mental health. But however, now currently I'm having this kind of renaissance with it. Yeah, I'm having this kind of renaissance with it because I'm understanding that these losses, I'm learning so much, and now I know what to go into when I do my third fight. But then along with it, I'm also learning what time is and what dedication is and how to manage it. So I've been learning a lot of good aspects from boxing. I've been learning a lot of good aspects from fighting. I know I could take care of myself because I've sparred many rounds. You know, done these things that not many people have done. So I know I could take care of myself. So that's a pretty cool thing. And as me, I personally advocate for everybody to join a combat sport of some type or utilize their body in a way to really be a better version of themselves. Take control over your own life. Because to be honest, as somebody who is a leftist, some of y'all are kind of crazy with your views on exercise. It's just exercise. God damn, you're a human. You gotta. You're telling me for 10,000, 20,000 years, not even that, the like 100,000 years, we humans have been on this earth, that like exercise just was like not a thing. No, we were moving all the time. All the time. Yes, there were some disabled people. Yes. But that doesn't mean anything. It's not ableist to work out. It's not fascist to work out. Work out. Like, stop. Stop with the cope. Stop it. A lot of y'all are copers. And I'm realizing that too. Another thing I've realized is how much people cope a lot. And I'm a person of this too. I cope a lot as well. So it's kind of funny to see how many people cope a lot, because it's like, there's just nothing you could really do. I genuinely think that at the end of the day, it's really healthy to yap. So thank y'all so much for joining me on this journey of yapping. I am wanting to create more content, so maybe I'll do something like this, but like I said, this isn't going to be my primary way of making videos. I'm going to go back to the old camera, you know, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. I totally realized I spaced out why making content was hard. And if y'all are willing to, you know, hear this out, making content is hard because sometimes I feel that my ideas aren't valid. I feel that an audience doesn't really like what I say. I feel like the dead internet theory is kind of a real thing, even though I know it is bullshit. So it's like there's a culmination of many things. Plus, with the aspect of it being a job, it's kind of terrifying. Not gonna lie. So it took me a while to understand that you just gotta go with the flow and have fun with it. And that's kind of what I'm doing here, just by yapping. Like, when I tell you I love yapping, I'm not lying. Like, I fucking love yapping. It's my favorite thing to do. So I want to I want to create more, and I want to yap more for my audience, you know? I want to, like, say funny jokes and motivate people and commentate on pop culture and sports and shit like that. So yeah, that's why I think content creation is hard, is because there's too much pressure on it. Yeah.